Okay, today the console wars rage on between
So many lives lost.
PS4 and Xbox 360 or Xbox One. Console wars are not a new thing, though. They've been raging almost as long as gaming has been a thing. Originally, the original console war was Sega versus Nintendo.
Yeah.
We all see who won that one.
Pretty much in the 90s, because, you know, in the 80s there was the NES and Master System, but there was just not really much of a war happening there.
No.
Greg was only like Greg and 3 other people had
And
a
the
Master System.
No,
I was mesmerized by this advertisement.
I know.
Sorry,
the best,
I don't know.
man.
Well, so look, this is a Genesis commercial. They put Mario Kart in their commercial and made it look all clunky.
They did the commercial that I saw was a kid playing a Game Boy, a black and white Game Boy, and he looks so bored, and he's like, ugh. And then he sees a dead squirrel on the ground, and he picks up a dead squirrel, and he hits himself in the head, and he starts like seeing in color. Then it's like, there's a better way to play video games in color, and then it's all these really fast, flashy Game Gear graphics.
Yeah, Game Gear.
Oh man, I had a Game Gear.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
So
The console wars were crazy back then. Like they were making fun of. They're like, if you like the Super Nintendo, you're an asshole.
this is a commercial for the original NES. This is like when it was first released.
Let's just make this the rest of GameScoop now.
Watching all commercials.
Yeah.
Get the Phil
Hogan's
Hartman
Alley.
NHL one.
Extra games sold separately. So the reason why we're talking about this is they announced this week Sony Pictures is going to develop a movie based on the 90s console wars, Sega versus Nintendo. This is all based on a novel that's coming up soon. It's not released yet. The novel is called...
It is kind of hilarious that it's Sony making this.
Well, Sony Pictures.
Sure.
Yeah. The book is called Console Wars, Sega, Nintendo, and the Battle That Defined a Generation.
It would get heated in the schoolyard.
Oh, yeah.
And like I had a Sega Genesis, I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so I had to do everything in my power to make those Super Nintendo games seem terrible, but I would deny that like that's why I was doing it. I'm like, no, that game just looks like it's just bad, right? Like the Genesis is the right one.
So we know about this, you know, you talk about the battle in the schoolyard, we talk about the commercials.
Yeah.
That's the part that we all know about, but I think the movie's going to focus on the small and scrappy Sega and the company's aspirations to take on Nintendo. I think this is going to be like backroom business dealings.
It's going to be like Pirates of Silicon Valley.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
And Michael Anthony Hall.
I think this movie could be really fascinating.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sure there were all kinds of dirty tricks being played there, just trying to outmaneuver the other guy.
I read about, it actually wasn't, ironically, it was Sony when the PlayStation first started. E3 1995 was the PlayStation's big reveal, and some Sony dudes deflated the giant Sonic the Hedgehog that was outside of E3 that year.
Nice.
It's being developed by Sony and a guy named Scott Rudin, who developed The Social Network, which is also a movie that when it was announced, I thought that sounded like they're making a movie about Facebook. That's going to be really boring.
Can they get
Trent Reznor?
Can they get Aaron Sorkin to write this script?
Yeah.
Then I'm on board.
Yeah, well, if they can they can just use 90s Nine Inch Nails albums for the soundtrack. And then directed and written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. So that's a good sign, too.
These guys are attached to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. They were also approached about writing an Uncharted movie. So,
Yeah.
and that never happened, so we'll see. I think it sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm totally down. I'm
I'll watch it.
This story is fascinating. Sega was so hungry. You know, like the Master System just didn't make a splash at all. And they retreated and then quietly plotted and developed the Sega Genesis. And then back then, the consoles were really different, and they were being marketed differently. It's not like now where the PS3 and the 360 were pretty much very, very similar. They were positioned very differently back then.
Genesis was out quite a bit before the SNES, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Almost 2 full years, I think.
Yeah, and back then these were pure gaming consoles. They couldn't even play a CD. Which didn't exist then.
They had put a cassette tape in it.
Right. They had no other function but to play games.
These '90s commercials are so good.
I miss the comic book ads, when they'd be all just freaking crazy ass graphics and people and just faces.
You mean comic book commercials, or
on the back of the comic book, you'd have the end of the thing when a kid would be like, "Whoa!" freaking out playing whatever he's doing.
Anyway, I'll see that movie. Should we go?
Yeah.
Opening night.
Yeah. Okay. Unless it conflicts with Paranormal Activity, then we got to go.
That's true. We are going to go see that Godzilla on opening night.
Oh yeah.
That new Godzilla trailer is hot.
Looks so good.
Yeah.